Okay.
Okay, this is what I said. Made the statement about the Bible, right? And we talked about Christianity, and we talked about Pope Martin that decreed it was okay to get the Africans and enslave them because it was after the Roman Empire fell, right? It was the Catholics that was the last institution that had enough power and money to go get the slaves. So they went over there, and most of the Africans was Muslims at this time because they was already enslaved by the Muslims 700 years prior. And so we got the Christians, right, needing some economics, right? You need that economics, which is black people, right? And then we got the Muslims, right, with good to sell product, which is us. And then we got the businessman Jewish people that brokered the slave. They was the brokers. I know where you can get 500 slaves from. I know where you get this because they built the ships, right? They built the guns, right? They the businessmen of this whole operation. We're talking about the global economy powered by religion. That's why we're not Muslim, Christians, or Jews. And then when you take a deeper look into the Bible, right, you'll find out that God hates black people. He hates Ham. It's right there. He hates the great Pharaoh. Because remember, Pharaoh goes against God. And the funniest thing I see in the Bible is when Moses steps up with that staff. Remember he stepped up with that staff, right? And he said, boom, this is the power of Yahweh. Doom, right? Don't quote me. But then the Pharaoh called on two of his magicians, right? Mm-hmm. And they boom, and they stab. All the staffs turn to snakes. How come the black power is just a trick, right? And their power is of God?
That's a good question.
I'm not going to touch that.
It's called, all I'm telling you is, right?
I understand.
Never make the mistake that we don't think there is something, because us sitting in the room represents power in something.
That's right.
We're not saying that. We're saying is we're not believing in your something that you wrote down that make me hate the great Pharaoh. The great Pharaoh is religious, spiritual, social, power, economic system for black people that's powered by the what? The bloodline of the women, because it's a matriarch system.
Let me ask you
the women.
Does religion get in the way of your policy making? Do you use that in your decision making?
I'm a Christian, and I do believe in God, and I do pray, and I do believe in the Word. And does it get in the way? It is part of me. It's part of what I do.
You would be against gay marriage. You would be against gay marriage because of the Bible.
I'm not against. No.
Well, let me ask this question.
No.
Oh, the Bible
what
says
it is I wouldn't personally.
Well, let me ask this
question. In
question.
the society that we live in,
mm-hmm.
we have now people of different beliefs, people who are males with males and females with females. And I, as a person, have to look out for what I believe in and who I am, and me and my family, how we live. But I respect all these other folk who believe in whatever they believe in, or if they don't believe in God. I respect that. I say I'm a interfaith or sanctified, whatever, Holy Ghost filled, whatever. But that's me. So all I ask for is mutual respect. If I respect you and what you believe in, then accept me even if you don't believe it.
No, but you're in a position to make laws. I don't say.
I'm in a position to make laws, but I try to use common sense.
Right.
I try to use not only common sense, I try to use the intelligence, the knowledge that I've received, but I try to use the wisdom. So I don't just look at the word in the Bible, and that is one of my instruction books. But I don't just use that in my and another thing, a lot of things that I might want to vote for, but I represent all these people.
That's right.
Hundreds of thousands of folk out here. Then I have to go and I have town hall meetings. So I say I want the people speak is what I call them.
That's right.
And we have a listening session. And I don't just listen and then let them go home. I listen so that I can represent the people.
That's right.
And not just Donzella.
Right.
Not just me and my husband and my children, but everybody who had the faith and the confidence in electing me and putting me there. And so they listen. They know that I'm there for them, and I'm going to listen to them. So sometimes it's some things that personally, I would never want to vote for. Like abortion. If I could have had 10 children, I would have. I love my husband, and I love children, and I want to bring life into the world. But I was blessed with 2. But that was me. So why am I going to tell somebody else you can't have an abortion, or you got to have all these babies or whatever? So I have to deal with Donzella, and they have to deal with themselves. And that's the way I feel about it. You know, God, in my opinion, made me. And that's what I believe.
So it was like shackles, though. In one hand, you're a Christian. In the other hand, you got to vote for the death and wholesale murder of human life. That's almost like a God contradiction. Because you know why I'm saying this? Not
but
trying to be funny.
I'm here because I don't.
Because somebody didn't make that decision.
I don't believe in what they are doing.
Right, but you know what's deep though? You know what's deep about
made.
abortion? Let me ask y'all this question real fast. Okay, the issue's about death row. So we're talking about trying to keep a life going.
That's right.
Okay, now we're talking about another death row in the womb of a black woman.
Right.
So do y'all recognize what kills black people the most in the United States? Do y'all know?
Abortions.
So imagine that. And that's a fact.
I know.
That's not a stage joke.
I know.
So we're saying the most dangerous place for a black fetus is in the womb of his mother. Death row.
Dang.
See, we're fighting
Wow.
not to have somebody on death row, but yet we have to vote because a couple brain dead people say we want abortions.
Right.
That is crazy. How do we fight not to kill, but yet we vote to kill? That's why we call this system unjust and just crazy, because it forces you to make decisions that don't make no sense. That's why we say to the devil, because they make no sense, the decisions that we have to make as a people.
That's deep. Now, my question is, because I've heard Brother Mark talk about like a prayer visual. Now, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of black men, when they hear certain words like God or Allah, they get turned off. So, but I mean, I'm glad you guys here, because you guys open up to a whole new audience that would normally not go to prayer vigils. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just gonna keep it real. There are a lot of black atheists in this country.
Sure.
And you guys got family members that are atheists. Right. So, my job is to get to those voices, because I've been to some prisons and jails and been around gangs, and they're not trying to hear all that. So
I think, when we was speaking of this prayer visual, if you look beyond that,
okay,
we're speaking on right and wrong.
That's right.
And if you come, what we was really saying, come to this prayer visual,
okay,
to protest wrong. If you believe in right, show up and say that Georgia, do not continue to do this wrong.
That's right.
And so, if you're an atheist out there, look beyond our words when we use prayer.
Right.
Look beyond that, because look down the scope.
That's right.
And when you look down the scope, you see that cross with Troy Davis right there.
That's right.
And they're getting ready to pull that trigger. And so if you believe in right, you stand up for right, and you do right.
Right.
That's what we was really saying. Come and do right, and ultimately say, Troy, we haven't forgot you.
That's right.
That's the word that need to ring in everybody's mind.
That's right.
Troy, we have not forgot you.
That's right.
And so that's all we're asking.
That's right. Senator?
I just want to say that I appreciate you allowing us to come on tonight to enlighten your audience on this travesty that's happening in Georgia. And very soon, Troy Davis will be given the lethal injection unless the Pardons and Parole Board stops and looks at the evidence once again. They have an opportunity to exonerate him. They have an opportunity to at least say time served. So unless we can get them to do this, then the blood is going to be on all of our hands.
That's right.
we cannot sit down and ignore what is happening on death row in the state of Georgia. I, as a legislator, cannot sit there and have any kind of power and not use it.
That's right.
So I'm going to go out kicking and screaming here. Please help this man. Please take a look at it. I personally have looked at it. I've done my homework. And when I looked at it, my opinion is that he is not guilty. Let the man go free. That's what I want to see happen. So I ask all of you who are listening to write, call, or email your Pardons and Parole Board, your governor, and let even your other legislators, because I don't need to be the only legislator sitting here.
That's right.
You elected all of us. We need to all be out there protesting and stopping this. And it's not, don't just say we're against the death penalty. Say we're against injustice. Let this man go. Let's look at this one more time. So I thank you so much for allowing us to be here to discuss this. We're not going to agree on every single thing, but we got to make sure that we hold hands on things that, you know, will save a life.
Absolutely.
That should not be taken away. And you're right. One last thing is you're definitely right when you say, you know, the worst, most dangerous place for a fetus is in a child, black child is in the mother's womb. You know, there are so many people who are politicians who want to abort these babies, who don't want to abort these babies, want them to come. Then they don't want to give them any kind of education. They don't want to give them jobs. And then consequently they go in jail or get on death row and they have to be killed. Right. So they are for the death penalty, but they are against anyone having a birth control pill or being educated not to have sex casually and end up with a baby that nobody wants. Crazy. So it is a crazy world we live in. Crazy. Thank you very much for what you're doing.
You guys, please come back, because we got many more issues to deal with to prevent situations like Troy Davis. Yes. You know, so we got to build. Just like Uncle said, we the power. Right. We the power. You know, yeah. I mean.
Mark, can you give his telephone number?
Oh, yes, please, yes.
Okay, my contact number, Mark Bell, 770-912-9437, 770-912-9437. And I want to say thank you, Brother Blackson.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Brother Unc, for having this opportunity. And Troy Davis, we haven't forgot you. We have not forgot you.
Thank you. All right. Yes. All right. We're going to be back next week. We got new member Brother Uncle Gecko in the house. You got Brother Ian, so check us out next week.
Black atheist. People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too. Black atheist. Black atheist. People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too. God that you all claim that you all believe in. Make us believe. Black atheist. Black atheist. People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too. So keeping Saturdays and studying on Saturdays. Studied myself right out of the book. Black atheist. Black atheist. People made up religion. God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.